Sea, Navy, Coast Guard, firefighters, doctors, teachers, tech companies. I just, okay, so, isn't it funny how they side with the Juta Girls and Disney and Mel Kobe and some of those people after they trash everybody and mutilate them and all that stuff. And that's strange. And so you're gonna find out something. Tom Serson, Jim Riley, Joe Zillig, Harry Race, Bernard LaChance, DJ Dave, Perlita Quinwan, Elton Anderson, Don Wiley, Jim Hall, Bill DeVault, 1961, Oyster Cracker Man, All American Attila, GPS Pestle, Robo Rapist Knight, Red Randy, Red Gordon, and Ellery's. What happens, DJ Dave Bellamorad, when you have a spoiled, paid-for production screwing up everybody's shit? So keep going, Navy and military branches and other people. You knew you had it right, but you had to sit there and tolerate 3 to 4 generations of Joe Zillig torture chamber on his own family after they stole Greg's and other people's stuff, trying to get it to work with the All-American paid-for production. You're gonna find, Bernard and Perlita, how much your war with Dave and what you guys do is stupid. And then, like I said, how you guys make fun of the bathroom, Elton, Ellery's, Bernard, Google Duncan, Taco Joe, Country and Western Ghetto Life, Perlita, Karen Fowles. How you guys make fun of the bathroom, and then the group of you men follow in, basically like killing or following Joe and killing the firstborn or the secondborn or middleborn. See how I can prove you're a fraud, David? That basically you're a group of men or boys that keep forcing your way into the middle of relationships so you can get laid first, or destroying those relationships so nothing can be produced so you guys can hold on to your stranglehold. So like I said, Navy and Air Force, Navy SEALs, military branches team up together with the tech companies, Lockheed, NASA. Better don't get upset, Navy guys, because, you know, soldiers, you know you had it right. They want you to fight. Team up together and build your new superpower base, and you can kind of learn from the old superpower base and kind of rebuild it, but also with the third superpower base. But the point is, Dave, it didn't matter because Joe and them set it up where they'd have power over it, Bernard and them, in their little crappy war of fag. Either way, Bernard, Harry, Joe, Perlita, Dave. So like I said, here's the center line. They sit on top of it, but you guys are missing all this in here, Joe. And then you guys run the mutilation fest and all that torture shit 3 or 4 times in a row for the paid for All-American DJ for Stan or DJ Dave Bellamorad. Oh look. Joe gets the Ministry of Sound, I guess, or Dave on one side in England, and then Stan and the white team, All-American there. Until a man get the American DJ. You're gonna find out, Dave, Perlita, Joe, Ellery's, what your spoiled paid-for production is gonna cost you. Bernard for all Team Bidded Fag, Stolen Rainbow, and Dillaman, and the Carnies, and the Country and Western Ghetto Life. Negro ghetto life, spoiled Negroes with too much money, the fake eye, Bernard. And how many people you guys have screwed over multiple times in their homes and their ideas out here, Joe, Bernard, Harry. Like I said, Bernard, Harry, Joe, Ellery, 1961, Oyster Cracker Man, Experimentator Man, Robo Rapist Knight, Red Randy, Ellery's Gordon. Too much money, Freeman's maybe. Spoiled attitude. There's some other ones. That's what happens when you guys fuck too many girls and shit. All-American. Shh. Robo Knight. Get it? With your boxes and carny cans, Bernard? It proves you're the pedophiles, rapists, and thieves that you guys screwed up all the West Coast, East Coast. Everything people worked for. So be careful, Karen. Because it probably should have been the Juta Girls, the Schwartzes, and me and Greg and some of those other people in our idea first. because it was going to be more conclusive, more supportive for everybody to work for everybody instead of you. So they bowed down for Joe and you, Karen. They did it, but it's a piece of crap. And in order for you to get it, you guys are going to pay for everything. I mean, they're going to make you pay for it till the end of time. And that's not how the way you guys do it, mangling people all up country and Western style, is not atheist evolution. Made it worse. So now we got deformed faith, all this stuff. No, Joe, it means you're a pedophile and a faggot and a thief. Because those men followed in your line to destroy like the first blood or the third or whatever to get their power and control, making everybody's life a living hell. Like I said, most of you don't even belong out here. And now you guys like Disney and the Schwartzes or Melkov and the Jews and or the Russians, but only after you mangled us all up for the third, fourth time, Joe, stealing our shit. Picking Street, Jamaica Street, Harry Joe. Like I said, that Christian Seventh Heaven way. 700 Club. Big old beast. Ellery, the crybaby, spoiled Ellery and Judy Shepard and Perlita. See why some of those girls you guys made sick and fat, it was fucking stupid. Like I said, Joe, the group of you will never really know what reality is after your fag fest and your abuse. To win it either way. Fraud. Like I said, Joe, it proves that it belongs to the children at first, at the blue dollhouse. Belonging to them at first, not the hillbilly squads, all that stuff. Like I said, get a hold of the Olympic Committee and the Hollywood celebrities too. Maybe, because they might have a story for all of you. But don't get mad, tell the story, because a lot of you had it right about how very, very wrong Joe and Harry and all them do have. And if they have all that stuff as you guys made your advance, Bernard, one from the top, one from the bottom, screwing it up here, the East Coast, from Texas, all of it. How Bernardo the Faggola Chance and Ellery and them put themselves in the way on purpose. Ruining everybody's shit. Making them live in a shit pile for no fucking reason. For the paid for production of the Balamorad Mile High House. So they might let you do it, David. But remember, it wasn't a factory or a production machine, but if you guys want to make it that way, bid it that format, they will. So like I said too, Dave, I could prove that you guys are rats, the Hiltons, Bowmans, and Kennedys to try to take over their stuff just like mine. Or the Rothschilds killing the Jew or the Russian. Just like the boy came from the East Coast. See Bernard Bridges, Harry Joe. They'll let you have it, Joe, and your little team. But it'll probably cost you everything that you have. And in the future, they'll prove the groups of you who are full of shit. Because you caged up super hardy chicks, David. Whether it was El Cortez super hardy chicks or, Hilton's that you got red, blue. How the gangster style way of you guys doing shit probably to the ghetto life, dumb. Because they never behaved that way. So like I said, Joe, it kind of proves a long time ago when you and I existed that you put yourself in the way of another girl so you could fuck her first. Or another man's woman to take control, and then you guys traveled around the earth to, solidify your dominant race around the earth. So no, Perlita, it was never country and western cowboys and Indians that made the internet first. A lie, and it wasn't even the Negroes. Some people wanted to clean that stuff up. So you guys didn't have to live in a shit mess, and they did for a little bit until we can do whatever we want. We're the bitten. Steal of the bitted. Can't do it bitted Ellery, and then when Michigani came down and decided which ones they were going to fucking screw everything up out here, and all that work. So, like the child said, halibut. And the guys on the bridge said, bit. Bite and bit. So the Navy and the Nimitz, the USS Nimitz, and a lot of those people, I'd team up with the rest of the military community and make as many friends as I could. And the tech companies and NASA and Lockheed, get the whole story. So they can bit you, Perlita, and your friends and what you do at your torture chamber box until, everybody the story about how Team Dumb Fuckery moved in and screwed up everybody's homes and their lives, running around doing whatever they wanted, stealing and doing all that stuff. So in a way, like I said, we'll find out Robo Rapist Night, Harry Joe, Beacon Street, Jamaica Street, who stole it, and how they thought it was so funny to trash everybody's shit and spend trillions of dollars announcing about how gay they are. And now you guys know why you got shit pile groups, David, all over the places. They all sit there and assert that you're the hero with Bernardo LaFagala chants. So the best stories is, the victims that you guys first made, which were probably the Navy and the Coast Guard, because they had to come and babysit your fight, Bernard, destroying everybody's shit here in the East Coast to West Coast. Like I said, reaffirm the blue line from here to Florida, Navy, and here to Washington and to New York. And you guys get the whole mother load and go nice and slow. And they get to prove a lot of things about the world. About what persecution does, Joe, and what happens when the group of you spy and you're in everybody else's business, when the children are trying to break off or your family members are trying to break off to get something else to work. Mr. Dominatrix Cowboy or whatever comes through and goes, oh, we can take over everything. This is our military strategy. We're all American. He's a spoiled egotist faggot who raped and mutilated children and ran basically a terrorist regime organization, and then when it backfired, he started blaming the family members that they stole from, making us all live in a shit pile mess. So if you guys want to make fun, think it's funny about making fun of the girls or the toilets or hygiene, guess what? You guys became the very shit stank, Joe, get it bitted back for? Blue boy boxes, carny boy, Bernard. When people say no carny, you became that, the recipe of it. And when people said don't do the ghetto life Negro stuff, you guys did it. They get to prove how that screwed shit up. And how country and western, cowboy and Indian religious ladies and women there, part of the Team Bitted Fat Perlita, came through and started telling everybody what to do and made everybody sick and fucked it up. Shh. See, whispering faggot the Fairmount, your torture machine to get what you want. Shh. Remote control, Joe. No remote controlling you about how fucking stupid your fucking idea is. Because some of us never wanted it, Joe. Because we didn't want to live in a fucking shit pile.